Hi folks, welcome to Schick Happens. I hope you had a wonderful Easter. This past weekend, I kind of took the camera along and filmed a few things of various projects and doings, and I thought I'd give you a recap of how my weekend went. It started off with a buddy of mine coming over to help me work on the chicken coop. We had to scoop it out and add some fresh wire to the top, some chicken wire to the run. I didn't tell him what the project was until he got here, because if I would have, he would have said he had something else going on. I'm trying to think of a good joke right now that involves chicken shit. I just can't think of one. We had 7 bucket loads of poop that we took out of that chicken coop. We had about 300 pounds a bucket. You do the math. I did manage to get a 5 or 6 pound pork shoulder in the smoker this weekend as well. And let me tell you, that turned out great. This is looking and smelling wonderful. I'm shooting for an internal temperature of 200 degrees on this pork roast. I just know that it's going to be really good. Once it's done, I'll get it wrapped in foil, I'll let it sit for about an hour, and then we'll dig in. It's been going in the smoker right now for about 6.5 hours, and I got the temp at 260. And the wood chips I'm using are pecan. Boy, does this thing look and smell wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and get it wrapped a couple times in foil, set it to the side for about an hour, and then we're going to be in for some good eating, I can tell you that. I did make it down to the river to try to catfish. My neighbor up the road took his boys out the other day and they caught a few, so I went down this weekend real early in the morning with no success. But I didn't want to go fishing-less all weekend, so I went back to the ponds and tried for some bass, bluegill, and crappie. Let's see how I did. I don't think she's 9 inches, Don. Maybe 8. That's actually a little bit too big for Randy. This one's for you, Titus. Ugh. I haven't fished the small pond back here since I think last October. Another thing that I got accomplished this weekend that I wasn't looking forward to was mowing the lawn for the first time. But that usually happens, and it is thrust upon us about the second week of April. And the back lawn and the front lawn was getting pretty long. So anyway, we fired up the mower and I got the lawn mowed for the first time in 2021. I also played around with those cedar boards again. I got them all milled down to spec and a few other projects. Let's jump to that. I did get these cedar logs, half logs, offcuts, live edge, whatever you want to call them. I got this bundle here at 6 inches wide, and I'm working on another stack in there that I'm going to take to 5 inches wide. But that project's just about done as far as that stage of it. Now, about 8 or 9 years ago, our brother-in-law, my brother-in-law, gave us, he was ripping down an old cedar fence and putting up a new one, and he asked if we wanted the cedar boards from the fence. So we took them and we've used them for a multitude of projects over the years. And I had a little stack left in the lean-to and decided to make a door. Didn't turn out too bad, just for scrap cedar. Once I finished that cedar door, I realized I still had yet another pile of cedar left. And I figured, you know what? Why don't I make a table for the deck? So that was another small project I worked on this weekend. Now, I know the Schickster recently mumbled something to me about making a trail cam review video. I don't know where he's at with that, but that's what he told me. The only thing I seen the Schickster doing this weekend was trying to build a birdhouse. And that's going to about wrap it up for this edition of Schick Happens. I guess you can call it a Ohio country life vlog. But I appreciate you joining me here today. And until next time, cheers. Oh, what am I going to do this week? I'm going to get this garden sprayed and tilled up. We're about 2-3 weeks away from getting some onions and potatoes in here. So that's going to be a project for this week. But the first thing I'm going to do is get all the splinters out of my hand from all these cedar projects I worked on.